Alrighty, everybody, so this came at a special request from one of my Aunt Trudy's friends. I literally wound up like with a knock at the door and a ring at the doorbell, and here was this package on my door. If you guys want to see that video, well, not the ringing doorbell part, but the package review, I'll try and remember and link it in the description box below. So, the project is finished and it is magnificent. And, it is a christening gown, for those of you who do not know what this is. I was baptized when I was 6, so to actually physically see a christening gown in person, this is my first time. And it was so beautiful, and to be asked to cut it apart, I was like, oh my goodness, I feel so honored. Oh my God, I hope I don't mess it up. So I was a little worried. It took me 2 days just to make that first initial cut, and I pondered what I was going to do with this one for a while. So, and finally, when I made that first cut, I laid it out and I looked at it. I'm like, I think this will be good. And I finally did it. And after that, the rest just came naturally. So let's see what we have. This is exactly how I'm going to wrap it when I mail it off today. Or, you know, it might be a few days from today when you guys view this. But this is how I'm going to mail it off. So you can open it up and be surprised. And here's the little bonnet. I didn't touch that. It's still the same. And it's got some aging stains on it. So they can mount the bonnet and the dress in a shadow box if they still want a piece of their dress. I was even worried about cutting into the jacket because I'm like, oh my goodness. I hope, you know, she consulted with her family member, because, you know, maybe the family member is gonna hate it, maybe they're gonna love it. So I was worried myself. But I went ahead and did it. So just in case, I did save a few pieces and kept them whole. That way, you know, they could still have a piece of the dress. And the little jacket is what I used. And when I'm saying I used it, I am not kidding. Oh, I left the box. Give me a moment. So, this is the box. And it's actually a car parts box. My other half put a new part on his truck. And he's like, well, do you want this box? And it turned out to be perfect to fit my miniatures in. So whenever I have a specialty miniature that I'm working on, I usually keep it in here. So it turned out to be like the perfect size. And whenever I'm not working on it for a minute or I want to transport it, I can just stuff everything in here. And if it's perfect, close the lid and take it with me. So this is a piece that was left. I'm going to use in another journal. That's literally about all. So of the jacket, this is literally like all that's really recognizable that's left. I'm not kidding when I say I used everything. And the jacket was the same size as the dress. So you guys could tell from when I first started out that it was a pretty good sized jacket. So this is, this is the front enclosure, and the snap is still usable. So if they want to tuck some tickets or, you know, maybe your wristband or some baby photos or stuff in there, you can. And the edging along the bottom, there was a little bit left, not much. And of course, some pieces of it from when I was making this. And I was trying to think of something else to do with it, but I wound up hacking up a couple more pieces than actually getting anything out of it. think I got 3 pieces here. And then I finally came down to getting this. And there's a piece on the back too. And here's the tag from the dress. So it's there. So this is literally all that's left. Is this, and then the only real usable pieces are like these little scraps. I have a couple flowers. There's, I think, at least 3 or 4 more flowers in my primary craft box out in the living room that has projects that are about to be finished. All I gotta be is put together. So I just kind of wanted to show you what was left when I was finished. And now that you're all like, oh, let me say that journal already, let's get into it. So I left, I don't know if you can tell, I think you can, but I left like the sheer to where it was loose. And it's not bound to the spine. It's just like sitting over it, kind of like a veil. And it's got the beautiful roses on it. And same thing with the back. It's not attached, just kind of floating over the spine. And of course we have our little dress tag. And we have our, yeah, that stuff. I can't think of it right now. I never can. And of course we have all this wonderful lace. The lady can either cut it all off or leave it. And I did put a chain on it so she can hang charms if she wants to. And if you open it up and look, this one does have a spine gap so she can hide little notes and trinkets and things in there. And I got some sari silk, and of course I didn't dye it. I left it white. I found for me the easiest thing to do is just to buy a bunch of white sari silk and then whatever color I needed in. That's the color I dye it. I can't remember the name of where I always get it. It's Gypsy something. That's where I get all of my sari silk. And of course I used the trim lace edging. I think this one and the one on the back here actually came off of the arm poofs, and I had to trim out all the stitching in order to leave the lace fully intact. And that's part of the reason why I put sari silk with it, because I didn't want to use it just to primarily tie the journal, just in case, you know, it is delicate lace. You don't want it to tear or rip or anything, so it kind of has like a more stiff friend to help him when he's walking home from the bar at night and needs a lending hand. So here is the beautiful front pocket, and I trimmed out so there's a special paper that I used for this journal that my Aunt Trudy actually sent me, and I thought that was one of the select few almost color type papers that would really match this journal. So I had some scraps left, and I cut the corners off of my favorite ones and just kind of pieced them together behind this little lace. And then of course we have ourselves a little pocket here to fit some goodies. And the sheer, see, I did put one of those in here. And we got this wonderful see-through paper with some beautiful writing on it. And I had been saving this paper for years, and I finally used it. So this was a special enough journal that this finally matched, that warranted me to use this paper. So I was really honored and really excited to finally find the perfect place. And here's my card for the lovely lady, so she can call me if she wants another one, because she has my email and all that, but she didn't have my phone number. And you got a little rose. And so this paper right here, it's the same paper that I used on the front. It is like a sheen, really pretty shiny paper. It's a printer paper that my aunt sent me. Let me get the thing for it. So I want to run this printer paper through the printer, but my printer is a liquid ink printer, and this you have to have a laser or dry toner, so an ink printer will not work on this, and I am not willing to have ink running all over the place, so I'm not really gonna try it. But this is like the little sampler thing it came with, and it's got some stuff printed on it. So you can just see how pretty that is. So if you want to know where I got this or what it is, this is what it is. My aunt gave it to me in a big old package a while back, and I finally got to use it in something that it was just perfect. And I also had to go down and pick up a corner chomp, my first corner chomp, and just look how pretty that is. This is a punch. It's a Martha Stewart punch. And I was mad because I went down to Joann's to get some corner punches like this, and they clearanced them all out and cleared them out and cleared out the whole Fissark section and put in, I guess they made the Cricut section bigger. So I mean, who else had that done at their Joann's? I was not happy about it. So I had to go down to Michael's and find a quarter punch. And they had some Martha Stewart ones. They had actually, they had 2 or 3. And of the 3, there was 2 that I thought were just right. Oh, I forgot. I got to put beads on the ends of these. I have some white, beautiful glass beads that I'm going to put right here. My thread broke, so I had to tie it off. And the best thing to do with that, obviously, is just throw some beads on it. So I went down, and it took me a while to choose between the 2 that I had picked out. And I finally did, and no exception. I mean, this hole punch was a perfect match. And it's such a beautiful one that I can use it on a lot more future projects. So I'm really excited with this one. And I took it to work to show to my coworker. And she gets a Post-it note out, and she punches up the Post-it note, and she sticks it in her little journal. So that was pretty silly. So now she's got a pretty Post-it note. And I used a lot of vellum too for the pockets and stuff. So I kept it very clean, like kind of pure, considering that is what it's supposed to represent, is purity and being baptized in cleanliness. So it was really wonderful to be able to come up with something like this, because I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, it's a baptismal dress, so I can't use coffee stain because it's dirty, and I can't really use color because, well, baptismal and being baptized, white, clean, pure. So I really had to get a little ingenuitive with this one. So when I decided to I finally made up my mind and I was going to do white paper, that's when I decided I had to do the corner punches. And literally it took me a few hours down at the craft stores just to, first off, to find the darn things, and then second off, pick the right one. So you can tuck things in there too. So, but now it's just, this is just so beautiful. It's another one of those, I want to keep it, and I will be honored to send this beauty off to her new home. Lots of white empty space, but there's also plenty of spots for, and these work great for protecting photos and things like that too. So there's writing space, there's space for it to grow, for notes to be taken and things to be tucked in. Just so beautiful. Oh my. And I did a collage of flowers here because I did a stupid, and I glued everything together before I did sewing, and I didn't realize it, but I set this up to be a big giant pocket on the inside, and then forgot to sew here first on this pocket. So I collaged all these roses up, and it worked out perfect because it was the centerpiece. So it gave me a chance to really showcase the roses and put as much of them into the journal as possible. And so you can still see the card right there. So it was very intricate gluing on some of these pieces. Really had to take your time. So I'm not sure how an ink pen will write on this paper. I haven't tried it. I may just go out and try it just for giggles when I get done with this video. I like this strip one. It's really pretty, actually. There we go. It was a little stuck. It needed unstuck. And of course, all this lace, every single piece of lace, every single piece of fabric in this journal, aside from one piece, or no, there's like 2 or 3 pieces, but those are more like binding and stabilization pieces. There's like 2 on the back side to keep the strings from catching when you want to tuck things down in the hidey hole gap in the spine. And then of course the creation and stabilization of the soft spine that these pages get bound to. If you're curious how that's done, I do have a tutorial up on how I bind my pages and stick them inside of my books. And I'll try and remember to drop that down below too. If I forget, I'm sorry. It is definitely up on my page. It's probably one of my more popular videos. I got a couple of them right now that are pretty popular, and that trilogy seems to be one of them. And of course here we have this big pocket, ginormo pocket for lots of goodies. And see, this is the paper that I was talking about where it fit just perfect, and then of course it had so much going on with it that I could use some of the pieces to install corner pieces here in all these spots. And I literally cut little squares out of all my favorite designs and just put them in the corner. I really am loving this hole punch though. Isn't it so pretty? Okay, there we go. Oh, if you guys haven't heard already, I talked about it in my last video. I am going to be starting up an ASMR channel. I have prepped the channel and done some of the work already. There's no videos up on it yet, but if you wish to, you can go over and subscribe. I was so happy the other day. I love my man. I messaged him. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it ready. I'm getting it prepped now. And I sent him some photos for what I was doing, and he thought they looked really nice. And all of a sudden, he's like, oh, well, is it up yet so I can go over and be the first subscriber? So I had to hurry through and get everything done so I could send him the link before he went to bed. Because I think that's been kind of like his goal since I've started this whole endeavor. He wanted to be my first follower on Instagram, and he was my first subscriber on this channel. And now he was my first subscriber on the other channel. And I'm going to be starting a vlog channel here pretty soon too. And he wanted to be the first subscriber on that. So he's so supportive. I love him. He's such a sweetheart. So that was really silly. But now that he is officially my first subscriber, I will also try and remember to leave a link to the ASMR channel. Keep in mind there are no videos up just yet. As soon as I hit 1,000 on this channel, and we are getting pretty close, so share with all of your friends. Get them to come join in on the fun if they love this sort of thing, so I can get my ASMR channel up and rolling. Because every time you guys watch commercials, and they aren't there yet, but as soon as I hit 1,000, you'll start to see them. And I'm not gonna go crazy with them, but most of my videos will have a commercial here or there. The longer hour-long ones will have at least like 3 commercials. One in the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end. And I request that you watch them. I don't obviously don't say, hey, you have to watch my commercials, because you know that's your choice. But a lot of those funds are going to be going back towards the channel and back towards all of this amazingness for all of you guys. And of course, we are so very close. And I know I shouldn't be procrastinating, but like a terrible person I am. But I'm working on a wonderful project for the 1,000 subscribers giveaway. So not only will we be featuring a giveaway, but we will be prepping to start an ASMR channel as soon as we hit 1,000. So go ahead and head on over to the ASMR channel after this if you wish, and follow along and wait and be happy for the new videos that are going to be coming out. I will also be starting a little, like, I think I might do a P.O. box, or I might also do a, I've seen it done a couple of ways. I'll do a P.O. box, and you guys can send me cute little things you want featured on the channel, for the ASMR. And of course, you probably will get a mention if you wish to have a mention. And then, oh, that's it. See, I'm completely in love with this. I am in awe yet again at how wonderful they came out. I mean, I surprised myself on this one, I'm not gonna lie. So that is the end of this. Very beautiful. So let me know, obviously, go on over to ASMR, message me about some things. I'm going to be slowly setting up social media and stuff to go with it. Excuse me. So if you're interested in that, that's where you're going to find out all that information. Also on, I'm going to have another channel called LMD Vlogs, where if you guys have any like in-depth questions or anything like that, or want other tutorials or just other things that you want me to do, that's where you'll be able to find it. That'll be my other channel. So if you have any ASMR questions or Little Miss Daisy questions, or just in general questions, that's where I'm going to start moving all that stuff towards, so I can keep this one specifically junk journal, and I'm going to start getting into mixed media related and craft related type things. And with the ASMR channel, my idea was with the P.O. box that you guys could send things that you wanted featured on the channel. You could also get a shout out. And I also wanted to set up like some sort of Amazon wish list. And so that way you guys could possibly decide if you wanted to purchase some of the things that you wanted heard or things like that on that channel. And then afterwards, whatever it is can either be kept as a prop for the channel, auctioned off for charity, or it will be donated to charity. So I've really been thinking about a lot of different ways to do this, and I've been wanting to start doing charity work for a while. I've mentioned it quite a few times, and now that I'm slowly getting more stable and getting things going with you guys, I'm finally able to start heading into that direction. So with hope and wonderful joys for the day, I hope to see you guys soon. I enjoy I enjoyed our little chat, and if you love ASMR, definitely go check out the link below. Thanks. Hit the like button. Love this beautiful, beautiful journal. I mean, it is just, it's magnificent and made from a baptismal gown. I can't say enough about it. I'm sorry, I'm blabbering now. Bye.